You see what we were talking about, cover civilians, things like there's people in the way, there's a whole world of possibilities.
So this is what the covert looks like. Most of the covert you've seen, we just cropped the video in the editing program to take the time and date out. I added a few things last night. So this is, from some time ago, A couple of takeaways from this is what it looks like from behind of the investigator walking and doing what we do. And also the environment where you're going to operate, and also like Peter's walking around holding his covert.
Yeah. So in this
right?
one, versus the other one, I'm actually making an attempt to hold it, stabilize it as if this was a real file. And
So stabilizing covert with your hands, not the best solution. It is kind of heaty because you're like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? And even when you do this, holding it still is difficult. So it's not great video. So having it on the shopping cart's the better way, or resting it against your purse, or something like that, right? In your belt loop. But again, you'll see the reverse angle, but it's not very long, but already it feels like a long time. In the fob, it's not difficult to turn on and off, but it's not a perfect science. You have to take it apart to be sure that it's on or it's off, right? So that process of doing that, so letting it run, yeah, and then you edit it down. On the cell phone, you have a lot more degree of control, right? I like this, turn it on, hold it down, turn it off, hold it down. So a little bit more control in terms of in the content that you get.
Could you get a little closer?
Yeah.
I love it.
How do you like this color?
That's really
But that's the point, though,
It
right?
shows like range of motion too. Like, I mean, if you were doing an insurance thing and she's like, oh, I can't move my shoulder, I can't move my arm, it doesn't work, and then she's.
I would like, listen, get in, get close, get your video, get out, right? So, you're going to be able to get away with it right away. Boom, right? Why? Because you just got there. Boom, boom, boom. And you'll see the reverse, that it should look natural. But you can't continue to do this, right? You have, and then you can back off if you want,
Yeah,
right?
I mean, if they're, that they're just picking up some groceries for their house and it looks legit, I don't think I would continue to take them myself.
Well, I think that my motto is that if they've never seen me, they don't know me, she never even looked at me. So when I'm done with this, I was never there. I'm good.
But unless it's really an injury.
Yeah, get it. Our job isn't to decide what footage somebody wants. It's to get the footage that's there and let someone else decide its value, right? So the only justification for when we do what we do when we do it is the risk associated to getting burned. That's it. That should be it. Right? The moment you start deciding what's valuable and not is when you become biased. So it's just something to think about.
So during this period, what are you actually doing right now, standing so close to her?
Just dead still, just like a
You're
second.
not propped.
No, you'll see the reverse in a second. Yeah. But fairly still. I mean, I'm looking around.
Oblivious. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but why? Who goes around thinking they're being filmed by people at Costco, right? Like,
You look like you're really, really close to her.
now, here you go. I am. But that's the point in this, right? Is that this is possible if done right.
And you could be looking completely the other way.
Well, you'll see where I'm looking in a
Yeah,
second.
she's not thinking, hey, this guy's looking at me.
See, and I've got things in my cart now, huh? But there I am.
Yeah. Follow that.
Again, this is what I'm doing. Just waiting. Somebody's waiting for somebody, right? So, or you're just waiting to get by, or you're looking for your partner. Something where if you're just being pretty natural, you should have any issues. So there you go. So I look down briefly, just check my angle. And if you look at everybody around me, nobody is giving me a second blink. So that, I think, illustrates possibilities, capabilities. The decisions for what and where, I mean, in this scenario is just fictitious in order to illustrate possibilities rather than necessarily the tactics and why you do things and why you do things, but keeping in mind with, try and document everything. But you can't be everywhere as a single investigator with one surveillance person over the course of several days. You can't feasibly be in every situation that they are if they're highly active. It's really not realistic. So that risk reward about where you are in the event that you waited 2 days for some level of activity and you finally get it, let's do it. If the case is warranted where you have to sort of, like Peter was saying, not burn yourself, but expose yourself to the point where you really shouldn't go back, then you organize.
Because I know I can get away with it.
With the firm, you just organize for someone else to go and take over, right? Just because that's what's best for the file. So let's have a break from lunch.